What's good, y'all? It's OBS Live, and today I actually have a story time. Before I start, though, I want to mention a couple things. First, the match y'all are seeing right now is one of the matches that I had with my friend from college. Secondly, the rest of the matches y'all see after this one are just quick play matches because I was trying to get more footage for this video if I'm being completely honest. And I do have to mention, because these matches are replays, the characters that I'm using are Captain Falcon and Bowser. So yeah. And lastly, all of these matches were recorded in my dorm because I'm actually in college right now. The two Smash Bros videos and Mario Kart video I uploaded recently were recorded at my house, but then my college semester started, so I had to move back to my dorm. So with that long intro out the way, let's get right into the story. So when I was 10 and when I was in 5th grade, I met my childhood friend Bethany. That's what we're gonna call her for this video because I don't want to give her real name out there, so we'll call her Bethany. Me and Bethany sat next to each other and talked to each other a lot during our 5th grade class. Now, if I can remember, me and her spent a lot of time together in and outside of class, and we became real tight. On our 5th grade field trip to, at the time it was the Skeeters baseball game, me and Bethany sat next to each other. I even went over to her house one day, though because this was a long time ago, I can't remember exactly what I went to her house for. I can't remember if it was for her birthday party or barbecue or something, but I think Bethany's mom called my mom wanting us to come over to her house for something that they were having. And then I think the next day, me and my mom drove over there. We arrived at their house and the parents were off doing their own thing and me and Bethany were hanging out. And then I walked upstairs to, I believe, her game room. And I remember seeing that she had a Nintendo Wii, just like me at the time. And that was pretty much all I remember from being at Bethany's house because, again, it was a long time ago and I can't remember much from that time. But back to our 5th grade class though. Sitting to the right of Bethany though was another guy I'm gonna call Isaac. Isaac was also someone Bethany was friends with and that she was talking to a lot during class. While we were watching the movie Matilda one day in class and I looked at Bethany and Isaac talking, y'all, I was pissed off without even realizing it. So my 10-year-old self went home and scratched off Bethany's face and name from our yearbook, which I still have at my house to this day. Ever since then, I despised Bethany, like literally despised her. But since God wants us to love thy neighbors, and I say that because I'm Christian, I still wanted to befriend Bethany. So after seeing the Wii at her house, I didn't want to lose the friendship we already had. And so I wanted our friendship to continue and I wanted to go to the same middle school as her. Because again, I didn't want to lose the friendship we already had. Once my mom found out that I wanted to go to the same middle school as Bethany, she was not happy about it. She was basically upset over how adamant I was about me wanting to go with Bethany to her future middle school and not wanting to go to the same middle school as my brother, which is what she wanted. That led to me breaking down in tears, apologizing to her multiple times, telling her I'm sorry, and telling her that I will go to the same middle school as my brother, which I eventually did. The only reason I didn't end up going to the same middle school as Bethany was because our neighborhoods were zoned to 2 different middle schools, so we had to go our separate ways. Later on in middle school, I was walking home and Bethany runs up to me out of nowhere after I haven't seen her since 5th grade. I didn't say a word to her the whole time because I hadn't forgotten what made me despise her in the first place, which was talking to Isaac when I thought me and her were tight. That would be the last time I ever saw Bethany. Now that I'm older, I realized how much she meant to me back then and I looked up her name online and tried to get her contact information because ever since I met Bethany, it's always been a mission of mine to meet like-minded girls and people in general, just like Bethany, who have the same interests as me. One of my interests is gaming, as you can see from these Smash Bros matches. And so when I met Bethany in 5th grade and I went to her house that day and saw the Wii, it made me assume that she was a gamer. And from that point, I was hooked on being friends with her. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up this story time. Feel free to like the video if y'all enjoyed it, and see y'all later. DreamCon blog on the way.